Welcome to Within WordPress, the podcast about people, people inside of WordPress, people outside of WordPress. And in this particular case, I have a guest who is not only inside of WordPress, but also very much inside of WooCommerce. Welcome, Rodolfo.
Hello, Ramkus. Thanks very much. Yeah, definitely. I would say I'm more inside WooCommerce than WordPress. Actually, I'm pretty. I put all my eggs in one basket. So that's me since 2011-ish, basically working exclusively on WooCommerce websites. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for the last 14 years? 15 years. Yes.
When did WooCommerce start being a thing? The fork from Gioco shop was 2011?
11,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I came just a few months after, totally randomly. Like I was doing my first websites for clients. I'm a civil engineer, like nothing to do with IT, nothing to do with development, nothing to do with websites. I just switched careers on stage, and as I was searching for some e-commerce solutions, the ones that were available in 2011, early 12, I just picked WooCommerce out of the hat. So it was, if you want, a lucky decision.
Yeah, there were three, I think, three main ones. You had Shop with double P, you had Jago Shop, and then you had the fork that is now known as WooCommerce. I think there's more. EDD, was EDD there?
No, I think
probably later.
At that time it was Magento.
Yeah.
Against more or less WooCommerce, and there was some other like open carts and all that kind of stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, external stuff.
Yeah, I was in between the two. Maybe don't remember if even Joomla could handle e-commerce, to be honest. But
it could.
Yeah. So I was trying to decide in between these 3 or 4, and then I said, "Oh, this looks cool. It's open source, and you can customize it. It comes with template." So of course I was buying templates on ThemeForest or whatever it was.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, and the websites were ready in a week. Just I had to wait for 6 months for the content. So that was the thing that I definitely didn't like about it.
Yeah. You have a. First of all, tell us a bit more where you're from, what you do day to day, because we really jumped into WooCommerce really fast. But tell us a bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Italian, born in Rome, which everyone says it's a beautiful place, it's a beautiful city, which it is, but only if you don't live there. So as soon as I could, I escaped. So that was my after degree. I just found my first job in Ireland. So I moved there in 2006 or 7 and spent 11 years in Ireland as an engineer, and then in Ireland, because there was loads happening from local entrepreneurs and chambers of commerce and stuff like that, and I could really see the potential of working for yourself. And that's when I became a web developer with no development skills anyway. Let's say a web designer.
Yeah, a web person.
No, exactly. So I got master. Yeah, that's the thing. Now I'm back to Italy, but moved back south because my wife is from Sicily, from Palermo. So, of course, in between 0 degrees Ireland and 45 degrees Sicily, we picked Sicily, and then I had to make a choice. But it's not bad. Nice food, nice people.
Yeah, you got that going for yourself. Nice food.
Yeah. I mean, Italians, they always chase good food. So I can say that the level is quite decent in here anyway. Wherever you go, it's going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, I've been going to Italy on vacation for 26 years, 27 years. No.
Very high standards then.
Yes. Yes. Quite enjoy it. To the point that I can see myself living there part-time at some point.
There you go. You're very welcome to join me.
Well, 45 degrees, I can handle it. I've done it before. And for those who are living in freedom units, that's 110. If I have a choice, I'm not going to make that choice. So Abruzzo is next. That region, that's from Abruzzo to, let's say, the Chianti region, anywhere in that layer. Still warm.
Central. Yeah.
A little more central, yeah. I like Rome. Been there quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
One time in an idiotic heat of 42, 43. Never doing that again.
Rome is like, you see, the difference between Sicily and the big city like Rome is like, in here we have the sea.
Yep, the wind.
It's very close by. So the air is so different. And there is like cold concrete and, asphalt and, I never go to Rome.
Side question. You say you're Italian and you are from Rome?
Yes.
I know a few people from Rome and they say they're Roman first, then Italian.
Yeah, I kind of know that kind of people anyway. I wouldn't identify myself as a Roman. We go and conquer the world, But there are some funny people over there. I don't have a strong Roman accent, so whenever I meet someone from Rome, like I laugh because the accent is so familiar and so strong, and I can't. I feel like I don't want to use it. It's just too funny. But if you're familiar with maybe Scottish people, it's fun just listening to them. But I feel like a Scot that doesn't want to use the Scottish accent because it doesn't feel like me. So that's what I.
My friend Karim Maruki will make it very clear always, all the time, that he is indeed Roman first, Italian second, American third.
Yes. Fantastic.
But yeah, so you live in Sicily. Does that mean your clientele is based in Sicily or?
0%. 0% Sicily and 0.5% Italy anyhow. Anyway, wow. So yeah, it's always been like that since the very beginning. Like my clientele was international, and in Italy, that like there's not a lot of money going around. We put them in the wrong places, and we buy the wrong things. Definitely business, doing business locally is really, really hard, especially in Sicily, where 80% of the regional income comes from tourism.
Yeah.
So this would be the perfect place. I mean, if I were a local councillor, like I would do like structures and buildings and investments for digital nomads. Like this is the perfect place.
Yep.
Like you have the food, the sea, you can ski on the volcano, you can, kite surf on, on a very nice place by the sea. You have the hills, you have the lakes, you have everything, the cities, the history, the islands. And like for digital nomad, it would be perfect. Every day you can change place and you can enjoy different things. And if only we had super fast internet and, and if only we had, some investments and loads of co-working spaces and, stuff like that, it would really work. So why not? Maybe in the next 30 years, we will be here talking about it.
I was going to say, there seems to be a change of wanting to attract a different type of expat crowd. Certainly, if you want to make Italy a permanent residence, there's some tax benefits There's some hyper niche one. If you live in smaller cities of 20,000, and then you get and you earn your money from an external outside Italian income, 7% or something like that. I know this because friends of ours moved there near Abruzzo.
Right.
And he explained me we didn't know this, but now that we're here, we got a letter that we can apply for this. So hell yeah, we're applying for this. But then I looked into it, and it seems like there's actually a concerted effort to do this more for Italy as a whole, which I guess is good. But it's interesting that you say that there's 0% locally. I have maybe 10, 15%. When I started, that was maybe 50%, but a year and a half in, I was at 25-ish. But that low as zero, that tells a different story. Would you say that is it a business perspective, a business mind that holds, I don't know, holding people back to not pick up trades and selling stuff and all that? Or do you see a trend there?
Okay, so there is one note that I must make, which is I started doing business and being a local web designer when I was in Ireland. So my website was in English. I was doing business in English language. I was building websites in English language. So as soon as I moved then back to Italy, I kept all my clients that I, made up over the years.
Yep.
Locally and online. So I wasn't really interested in doing business locally, and I wasn't even bothering.
That makes sense.
And I had no interest. Also, I would have had to translate my website in Italian because, yes, I am at a stage where I'm translating from English to Italian and not the other way around. I can't speak Italian almost any longer. It's I'm so used to speaking English that I find it really hard. And I dream in English. There was a period where I couldn't put one word after the other in Italian after 11 years abroad. But if I had, then if I were struggling, then, probably I would go and seek some local clients. But see, the Italian thing is that there is not a lot of money happening. There is no tax breaks or ways for entrepreneurs to, recover the money in case they lose them, or it's really risky to go and, run your own business. In fact, I remember whenever I moved here to Sicily, people were asking, what do you do? Why are you moving to Sicily? Because everyone is moving elsewhere to, go and get a job.
Yeah.
I said, why are you doing, the opposite? And say, I already have a job, which is online. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Really? Can you tell us more? So it's like we're 50 years behind here. And, if I had the energy and the motivation, I would probably change things, but I can't. I just need to look after myself and my little family. But there is so much room for improvement down here. You won't believe it.
So I haven't been to Sicily, but I have been to the south of Italy, and the more southern you go, the more obvious that becomes. Yeah, absolutely. The north is entirely different. The middle is entirely different, and then everything below Naples.
Yeah, no, I'd say below Rome.
Yeah, I was trying to be friendly here, but yeah. In fact, there's a line, and then it just starts changing the whole scenery.
I'd say that the northern, part of Italy, they say that anything below Milan is south to them. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They wanted to, become independent to some stage, and just say, you're so different that we should be two different countries. So
not too long ago. I mean. What is it, 150 years? Italy, 1860 something?
Yeah, 1861 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So not too long ago, they were separate countries.
Maybe there was a reason
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. Hey, so you dived into e-commerce real fast, like WooCommerce. For those listening who don't know where WooCommerce came from, I think I mentioned already, there was a e-commerce solution called Jigo Shop, and the two main developers of that were, I don't know what the right word is, but they started working for Woo Themes at the time, and then
Let's
they
say acqui-hired.
acqui-hired, yeah. And then the fork of GeoShop became WooCommerce, and
Mhm.
a lot has happened, and it certainly has grown a lot. You said you were lucky to pick on this one. Was it luck, or did you see something that because you obviously looked at, I'm assuming the various options there. What drew you into WooCommerce? Like, yeah, I'm gonna use this because all the other ones are open source as well.
Yep. So, because I said I wasn't really a developer, or wasn't really into any sort of IT except from, fantasy football websites and front page and stuff like that. I was working on Google Sites at the time because I was building my own website and my own board game club websites for friends and stuff. And I was using Google Sites. It was lovely and easy and lots of manual HTML. Love that so much. And then as soon as I started, working, getting paid by clients, I had to look for something more serious and more stable and easy to manage. And, this thing is what WooCommerce kind of, showed me, which was easy enough. There was this thing, the 5 minutes install from WordPress. You plug the extension called WooCommerce, and in 1 second, you have a fully working e-commerce website. Plus, apparently, with a few lines of PHP, you can customize the look. You can change the colors with a few lines of CSS. And that's it. That's the packaged e-commerce website that you sell to a client. And, on paper, even for someone who didn't have a background of, coding or studying IT in university or whatever, that was the easiest way to, go to market, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I told these potential clients, oh, I can do anything. And I had absolutely no clue about technologies or strategies or whatever. I just say, I'll do it. So I had to figure it out. I had to be fast and talk to, a few local people that I knew from tennis or whatever it was. And I say, I'll pick this one. It sounds cool. Went with WooCommerce, loved it. Second client, WooCommerce. Third client, WooCommerce. And I say, this is amazing. I'm going to stick with this. And then that was the second lap, which was, hold on, I'm doing all these websites on WooCommerce. I keep reusing all these code snippets from website A to B to C to D. Why don't I save these code snippets on my blog so that I can copy and paste them for the next project? That was 2014, and I created my first blog post with a code snippet, a WooCommerce code snippet for myself. And then Google Analytics skyrocketed the day after. I said, hold on, what's going on? Why am I getting so much traffic? And then suddenly lots of blog comments and, lots of people following me that were signing up to the newsletter. I said, hold on, this is something. Let me post one weekly code snippet for WooCommerce. That was 2014. And I think the last code snippet I published was maybe a month ago, because now things have changed, but I never stopped publishing WooCommerce blog tutorial or code snippet for the last, 10, 11 years. Because I saw that it was working. I saw that it was sending me leads, and my business became my only source of leads and income. Up until AI arrived. But
Well,
it was a sweet and lovely 10 good years of just posting content and getting business out of it.
yeah, that game for sure has changed now with the rise of AI. But I remember finding your site probably 2014, 15, and just needing a snippet. Like, how do I've seen the filter. Does somebody have it already? So I can just copy and paste it. And I think that's probably the first time I became aware of Business Bloomer.
Incredible.
Yeah. I've used many snippets over the years. At a certain point, you have your own little library of things you use and reuse and stuff like that.
Yes.
But
well, now
yeah,
it's feeding AI anyway, so they're still using it.
It is. Yeah. It's interesting how that has changed. But you're saying for 12 years, so let's call it 12 years, you've been sharing something weekly,
Yes.
and essentially making a living off of that. I think that's pretty amazing.
It is. But like from, my house, just posting, one little code snippet. There weren't, 1,500 words tutorials. 10 lines of code, a little intro, a screenshot, and that was my business up until 2 years ago. So it was unbelievable how this little machine. Then of course I had to, be consistent. I had to stick to my plan. I had to put lead magnets in it. I had to follow up with, email marketing. I had to, keep nurturing my lead. That's a different story, but still this blog post is what basically kept me in business and during those 12 years. And it's incredible. Like you couldn't do that now.
No. Like I said, that world has changed. I see my traffic on my sites change in a similar fashion. Like there's a few posts that I have that are ranking number one for some of them intentional, some of them absolutely just happened. And the positions 1 and 2 roughly stay the same.
Ooh.
The rest is just like it's being picked up or whatever. I have probably my most popular post is not on WordPress. It's on when you are in a call and your camera freezes, which on a Mac every now and then happens. I'd figured out that there's a snippet that you can modify a little bit, and if you put that into the terminal and you hit enter, it refreshes the camera. And in Zoom or in Google Meet or whatever, your connection stays alive, and all you have to do is just hit that and enter. And I was so frustrated that I kept forgetting what I had figured out. I thought, oh, you know what? I have this blog. Why don't I just put it on the blog? And it turns out that's my most popular post. And it gets dozens of hits every single day.
Wow.
So it's a popular problem. But
incredible.
Yeah, that whole dynamic has changed for sure. Which leads me to my next question. We will be seeing each other come April.
Yep.
Now I can share why that is, but maybe you want to share why that is.
Yeah, apparently so. Let me complete for 1 second what we just said, which is my website worked for 12 years on its own, and I had to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to switch strategy.
Yeah.
And the only way that I could find was either embrace AI, but remember, I'm not a developer. So, if today you talk to me about, Cloud Code or CLI or OpenClaw, whatever it is, like I go crazy. That's beyond my skills. So I either embrace AI or go against, AI. And that's what I did. I said, if I had to basically stay alive and survive in business, if I'm not embracing AI, then I need to build my personal brand. I need to build a community, whether it's online or in person. And that's why at the end of April, Checkout Summit will happen in Sicily, which is my way of bringing humans back inside WooCommerce. So we haven't met. I mean, the last WooConf, which was a conference by WooCommerce, which happened in North America, was 2017. There were only 3 of them.
Yep.
And since then, there hasn't been a single WooCommerce conference anywhere in the world. There has been something online like WooSesh or, some other, online meetups or, one-day
Yep.
events. There have been WordCamps, but the WooCommerce coverage has gone to basically 0 in the last few years because WordCamps are about community, about, the software of WordPress, and therefore they can't really put too much effort onto a single plugin such as WooCommerce. So I said, what? One way to bring the community back, one way for me to also stand out and continue, doing business and using all I've, gained in the last few years, which is loads of people, lots of contacts, loads of email addresses, loads of followers. The only thing that I can do is actually doing a live in-person conference. And this is, the backstory of why I went with this. So yes, we're meeting in Palermo on April the 23rd and 24th, apparently. And, Checkout Summit is a small conference on purpose.
What is small?
Yes, 150 people max.
Okay.
I tend to get super overwhelmed when I go to, the Web Summit or, flagship WordCamps with like 3,000 people, 5,000 people, 50,000 people. Like I tend to go there and hide in a corner. Maybe because this is me or because there's too much energy going on. Like I tend not to enjoy those. Instead, I wanted to be laid back, spread out over 2 days and with enough time to actually talk to people. Could be about business, could be about Sicily, could be about Italy, could be about traveling. I don't really care, but I wanted to have the time to actually chat to people because we haven't done forever. Like no one knows anyone in the WooCommerce community apart from those little faces on social media or in a Slack channel. And that's not fair because WooCommerce is alive thanks to the community. So we need to give something back to the community.
I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing there. And I agree. It's so WooConf has been organized by WooCommerce, and probably everybody was still waiting to when are they going to pick it back up. I don't know the answer to that, why that didn't happen. But what's interesting is since the last time WooConf was a thing, and now, and you look at the market share that is there, and you look at the community that is around basically that plugin, and you look at the impact that has and how many indie devs or small dev agencies there are that are producing excellent WooCommerce content in terms of solutions, plugins, all that sort of stuff. It's kind of wild to think about that the only location where you could get some were in fact the odd talk at a local WordCamp, perhaps a e-commerce section of the track at WordCamp Europe or WordCamp US, but nothing dedicated for 9 years now, close to 9 years when you look at it from that way.
I have to say, I have to add one little thing, which is the Bo Labens was on Do the Woo, I think, a couple of weeks back. And when asked about why is there no conference, and we've seen Checkout Summit, for example, this year coming up. What's the story with WooConf? And he say, I can't say anything yet, but they're thinking about it. So,
well, Bo is correct. They are thinking about it, but it's been 9 years.
Yes, I know. But you see, my idea with Checkout Summit was also to motivate WooCommerce into thinking about this again, because they will see the results. They will see how helpful it is. And it's a small event. Imagine if there were, 1,000 people WooCommerce in London, and then one other in whatever else, in Tokyo, and then another in South America. Like, it would be unbelievable.
Oh, there's a huge opportunity there.
Yep.
There's zero doubt in my mind. I mean, I get for what happened in the 2020 to 2023, that blip. I get that we had to come back from that and then, organize ourselves again. Sure. But in all fairness, that had been already 3 years at that point. And now it's been a few more years on top of that.
Yep.
It's time. It's time. When I learned of you organizing this, I was like, yes, finally, someone's picking this up. If you see the chatter on X, right? I'm on Blue Sky as well. I'm on Facebook as well, and on LinkedIn. But out of all of the places where the chatter around WooCommerce is the most active, it's on X. And there's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of sharing. There's a lot of learning. There's people from Kestrel, from Barn2, from WooCommerce themselves, developer advocates, James, Brian. There's a lot of information and direction shared now. And I love seeing this. And the only thing that was missing was when are we getting together? Because, I went to WordCamp US. I see James there. I see Brian there. I see, Katie, Ian, all of the names. I see them there. But it's not enough.
Yeah, it's not.
So I was very, very happy to see that you picked up that and went like, all right, I'm going to do this. And the way you're doing it by sharing the steps and asking for feedback and going through the motions, it reminds me in a way of what Katie is doing from Barn2, where she's also moving into the Shopify world. And she essentially logs the decisions and the pain points and the questions and all that with a dedicated hashtag on X. But you're doing that for the whole conference, and I like that. That's for someone who has organized dozens of WordCamps. It's nice and refreshing to see this being done in this way. I like it.
Yeah. I was saying, because I'm organizing this whole thing on my own, I also need a way to get some feedback from some people. It's like I have a full crowd there that is able to help me. Like, I post stuff and then I get DMs say, "Are you doing okay? Did you sleep last night?" And then I get someone else saying, "We should hop on a call. I'll help you with some sponsorship stuff." And then I get some other people telling me, "Oh, I liked that idea. Where did you get it from?" I say, "I don't know. I just came up with this." And then, it's amazing to build this in public, because I get that motivation that I need that I wouldn't have otherwise, because I'm working on my own. So this is why I'm doing it. Once again, back to that 2014 way of why I was sharing my WooCommerce blog posts. It was for me. I'm doing this mostly for me because it keeps myself accountable. I have to post stuff every day, which means that I have to show it to myself that I'm making progress or not. Maybe, there are some days where I wasn't feeling great, or where I thought it was going to be a big failure. And I write it. It's for me, because at least if I put things down, it's like when you take notes, you empty your brain and you're fine with that after that.
Super powerful.
And I do the same on Twitter and LinkedIn as much as I can. It's marketing at the end of the day, of course, as well. But it also, it's a big help for me.
Yeah. I mean, yes, it is marketing. I like that you said that. But I think it's the right kind of marketing. So the things you share are so. First of all, I should preface by saying this, and I've somewhat publicly said this before, but it is my ambition to organize an event as well, one of my own.
Great.
Not a WordCamp. I've done, like I said, dozens of WordCamps. I have an idea of how to do an event in a different way for a different crowd, very specifically designed, and I'll share about that later, not in this podcast, but on my blog. But seeing you do this is inspirational because I like the questions you have. I see you cover interesting angles. I was going to ask you because I didn't think of many questions I had in advance, but here's one that I do have. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have an event where the normal things happen. We're going to have hallway tracks, people interacting with each other outside of the presentations and whatnot. Aside from the normal stuff happening at any event, what are you most proud of having thought of as this is what I'm going to add to this? This is what makes it unique.
That's
I've seen you share a lot of these examples.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would start in the first place by saying that the location, it's a place where people will usually go on holiday. So it's not a city, it's not some random place, in the middle of Europe. No offense. It's
I'm not in the middle, so it's fine.
It's on the beach, which is a typical place to go for a conference. In fact, I mean, if you search for conferences in Sicily, you probably find zero. But that was my first goal. And the second is I want people to make a return on the investment. So if they come here, they fly here, they, spend lots of money on flights,
or drive.
Or driving, yes, even crazier. But I want real connections. I want business to happen, and that's why we will have a lot of, as opposed to just random networking or speed networking, whatever. We'll have breakout sessions. I like that thing, but this is something that came up while I was building in public. Someone said, "Oh, instead of just networking, you should be having breakout sessions." I said, "Let's do it." So, it'll be kind of, the room will be divided into topics: AI, performance, designers, developers, and, marketplace, wherever it is. There will be totems, and you can just go there. If you want to break the ice and you're introvert like me, you don't know what to talk about, you just go there and show off and basically share your expertise and ask questions. And, this is a sort of a way for, to allow people to rotate in between these sessions and make sure that they can know as many people as possible. And this is the second thing that I'm most proud of. The third thing is probably the fact that the ticket, it's basically all inclusive. So I didn't want people to have to go outside the venue and look for a restaurant and then come back and then see you later. And then, go out for a cafe and then come back and then exit, get a taxi, come back. I just wanted them to, get the full experience. If they want to, they can have breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, coffee at the venue for 2.5 days in a row without spending a single cent. And that's something that I was able to do first because it's quite affordable where we are. We're not in London or Rome or Milan or whatever. And second, because my idea for a conference is that I should be there and relax. I don't want to waste time going outside or searching for things on the phone for recommendations. And so it's all there, right? So you can go there, relax, and do business. So these two things is really something that I wanted to achieve. So fingers crossed.
Well, I think the fingers crossed is I don't think it's necessary. From what I can see, and obviously I've booked, I have a ticket, I am coming, I am driving, not flying. The location looks absolutely wonderful. And if it's just that, and I'm pretty sure the talks are also going to be lovely, then everything else is just gravy on top, right? So it's already wonderful, but what's above wonderful? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're nailing that.
Yeah. I mean, the location, they have a very good photographer. So I can guarantee that it's as beautiful as for the photos. Also, those photos were like during amazing sunsets and during the summer.
Yeah.
We're in low season, but still, you can, walk 5 minutes here on the beach. You want to go for a walk in the morning. Then this is another thing. The first talk in, both days is going to be at 10:15, 10:30. So I want people to chill out, relax, go for a walk, go to the gym, have a great breakfast, maybe a chat or two before we actually start the event. So it's very laid back, relaxed. And
it's very southern Italy.
Yes. We might get a siesta as well after lunch. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
And yes, hopefully proper coffee as well. So I'm actually, coffee is on me. So I basically asked.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, so it's
that's fine.
It's fine.
You'll survive.
I will. I don't go to Italy because I like the coffee. I don't even go to Italy because I like pasta. I love Italy because of Italy. The best Italian food for me is Fiorentino steak. Doesn't get any better than that. That's all I need. Not that you have to provide that. I'll find something along the way as I'm driving down. But since technical difficulties,
well, you'll be driving through Tuscany anyway.
Exactly.
So
I'll find my way.
That's the place.
Since we're having technical difficulties all the time, for those of you listening, I don't know how much it's going to be evident, but Rodolfo's connection every now and then just drops and then has to refresh. So I think we have a 10-minute window now for my final question. Actually, two questions. First of all, are there tickets left still?
Yes, there are. So there are about 60 tickets left at the moment. We think here that some sponsors still have to redeem their tickets and some speakers as well and some volunteers. So I'd say 60. So the last 10 would be at a discounted price and then the full price kicks in a few days. But yes, so, pretty happy with how sales have, gone so far. And I hope to, sell out if I can in the next few weeks.
It's my experience that the last 6 weeks is where most tickets are sold, period. Out of all the events that I've done, yes, some are being sold upfront, but it's like 6 weeks before something happens. People go like, should we go? Should we go? Yeah, probably we should. Okay, let's go. It's kind of, there's
someone else told me the exact same thing.
I've not seen it any different. I've organized WordCamps in 3 months. I've organized WordCamps that almost were 10 months ahead. It's the same thing. It's in the last couple of weeks. Everybody jumps in and goes, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do this. And I don't know. Maybe it's because people can't or won't or don't plan that far ahead. My travel has been planned until the end of June already. So, but that was my first question. The last question I have for you is, you have an interesting collection of speakers. Did you have any particular idea of how you wanted to approach finding the right speakers? And who is the right speaker for you?
Right. So, first of all, we only have 12 speakers. We're not going to have 50 or 70 or 100. So I had to be super selective. And, thankfully, all the speakers that were not selected are staying as backup speakers or will speak at some of my online classes afterwards because they're amazing topics.
That is cool.
Second, I said, folks, just one requirement. The WooCommerce keyword must be in the title because these really obsess me whenever I go to WordCamps. And I wanted to change that. Say, we're the WooCommerce conference. Your title must contain the word WooCommerce. And that was already, kind of self-selecting most of the speakers. And second, this is a conference for developers, founders, and makers. So, of course, I wanted speakers that could share case studies, things that haven't been told online, things that can only be, answered, in person. I wanted, people. I mean, there are speakers flying from Australia to come to Palermo, which to me it's like crazy.
That's a long way. I'm just driving for 2 days.
I asked them and I said, I wasn't expecting definitely, nothing in return. And then they said, we'll do it. I said, what? Oh my gosh, what are we going to do about it? And then South Africa, and then West Coast of the US, and, from all over the places. And I wanted big names, but especially great stories. So whether it's someone moving to Shopify and failing, someone moving to Shopify and succeeding, someone talking about amazing performance or penetration testing that they run at their company, whether it's someone who spent years in WooCommerce, now is doing their own thing, but they have, 10, 15 years experience with the marketplace or things that they would have done differently. This is what I want to have there. Then,
if I were to translate it, it translates to learnings.
Yes, exactly. And also because talks will not be recorded or live streamed, I really wanted to, some speakers that they could deliver in public, that people that have followers on social, people that are well known and that can actually put one word after the other and come up with a great story that, is going to be told in Palermo, and that's it. So, they can reuse it afterwards, but, I really value the fact that people have to come here because I live here to listen to these amazing case studies. And only 12 of them, plenty of time to talk to them afterwards. And that was my goal with selecting these speakers.
I like it. I like it a lot. In fact, I like it so much, I'm coming.
Really looking forward to it.
As am I. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to really enjoy the journey as well. But it's, like I've said before, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's important to repeat this one. I think it's high time this happens for this particular niche inside of the WordPress community. WooCommerce is big. Most people don't realize what that actually means, what the market share is, what that translates into compared to the big money machine that is Shopify. WooCommerce is huge. So we need this. And I think I want to end this by saying thank you for organizing, and looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, I hope I get there alive. That's my first goal. And then my second goal is to finish it and start thinking about year 2 if I can.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. Very happy for you to be on the podcast. Thank you so much. Again, the technical difficulties were interesting, but we'll see how much we can smooth this out. Thank you so much for joining. And where can people find tickets?
That's on checkoutsummit.com. And, there's a website and the ticket page, and the last few, the last 60 tickets are there available.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It was an amazing pleasure to, meeting you almost in person. And we'll complete that in about 2.5 months.
Yep. Soon enough. See you there, my friend.
Yeah. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Ciao for now.